Welcome to Monkey See,
Monkey Review.
where this week we are going to be covering Loki, episode 4.
Great episode.
Dude, was it great? Okay, before we go any further, amazing episode, but heavy spoilers ahead. So if you have not seen this episode, please take the time, back out now, go watch it, come on back, because, oh my goodness, I can't even, oh, dude. Okay, 3, 2, 1, spoiler time. Bro, dude. Okay, first off, like this whole episode from start to end, okay, the way it ended in episode 3, it was just like, okay, cool, a little frustration, but episode 4 was phenomenal.
It really was.
Oh, dude, I was so pumped for this episode from the beginning. So, what was your takeaway from this episode?
At first, before the end credit scene, I was like, what the crap?
Right.
But overall, I enjoyed it. Even still, there's a lot of what the crap moments, in it. I hate that they took out Owen.
Yes.
Mobius is not the big bad guy.
But did they?
Yes. So he's somewhere else, probably with Loki, right? But it was interesting. I did not like that. Actually, I was hoping that they would like try to fight back.
Yeah.
A little bit, but they did.
I think there's more going on. I think there's definitely more behind the scenes. Going back, I rewatched it for like the 8th time today before I came over. I was just like, okay, we're gonna be talking about it. I gotta go ahead and have a little refresher. And I remembered something from episode 2 when Loki was talking to Renslayer, saying, "You can trust me." Then the next scene, they're going into Rock's cart, and he makes the statement saying, "If you have to tell me you're the one, or to trust me, how come I feel like I can't trust you?"
Why is it always the people that you can't trust are the ones telling you that you can trust me?
He says it again in this episode. Mobius says it again to Renslayer. He's like, "You can trust me." And it's just like, oh, spider senses. Oh, my nerd senses are like tingling. Hold on. So I'm still holding on to it, man. Like this is my Mephisto, okay? Mm-hmm. Everybody else rode and lived and died on the Mephisto train. I'm doing that too. That's my thing. Mobius is still in play. For potentially the bad guy or working directly for the bad guy.
That'd be interesting. I'm hoping that we do see him again, but if they do kill him off, I'm like, why?
Yes. Yes.
So
if they kill him off, literally, we need to see him in our universe, in the MCU universe, riding a jet ski. I don't care where he's at. I just need a scene where he's riding a jet ski in our universe.
Cameo.
Yeah, absolutely. That can be the end credit scene of the last episode. Like everything's just like exploding, going to pot, and
they
you're just
did
like,
say that they're gonna, tie it up in a bow, and that would be a nice little send off, like Mobius on a jet ski. Like
that would make me happier than probably just about anything else they can do right now, including bringing back Iron Man and Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But phenomenal episode. Okay, Mobius was on point this episode. He was working every angle. He was absolutely trying to continue to find out what was going on for himself because he knew something was up. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we opened this episode with Ravenna Renslayer capturing variant Loki Sylvie when she is probably 10 years old.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah, if that. 8 to 10 is my kind of age range, I'm thinking. And she's able to outsmart her, get her temp pad, and then escape.
Yep.
Then we go and we see there actually are some timekeepers, because Renslayer at present day has to go before them to explain to her what's going on with the Loki variants situation. Mm-hmm. Dude, it was such a great episode.
I know it was. I like the fact that I was kind of right in the fact that that's why she's going after the timekeepers, because they did come in and wipe her timeline. Yeah. Right? And they don't know why still, right? Yeah. As to why she was a variant and why they came in and grabbed her.
Right.
So thought it was interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing. And it literally has been years in the planning. Years.
Yeah.
Years and years.
Which makes this is a question me and my niece were talking about is because she's all into the MCU, and we were like, okay, so do the Asgardians age in normal time till they hit a certain age, and then they stay in their 20s and 30s for an extended period, or has lady or young Sylvie been on the run for potentially hundreds of years?
Probably on the run. I would say that they age on standard time for them,
Right.
Not human time.
Yeah.
That'd probably be my guess.
See, that was my guess too. And she says, well, I don't know. I'll look for some articles. Of course, never got them. But
Yep.
looking at you, girl. But no, because then I was just like, okay, so they have really been chasing after her. And she even makes the statement that she has had to find her home in the apocalypse of 1,000 timelines.
Yep.
So there is very much a thing right there that says, okay, well, how do the agents of the TVA potentially age? I know we're not necessarily in the same timeline as far as chronological and things like that. They can go from point to point to point, hundreds of years.
They said that in the TVA the time works differently there. I had a friend text me this week and said that he saw a theory that it was in the quantum realm.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. A lot of those theories going on right now. A lot of those.
I tend not to agree with that. I think it's a separate entity and design than the quantum realm. I don't think that Marvel would put that much stock into that so heavy, I guess.
Right, and I agree with that, especially considering the fact that we know Ant-Man and the Wasp, the third movie coming up, is Quantum Mania. Mm-hmm. I don't see them projecting, because that's mid 2022. Like, they literally just started filming for that, or it's closer to the end of 2022. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they have over a year. Why would you go ahead and start that Kang situation there with the quantum realm? Because we know they've already said the big bad for Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be Kang, the Conqueror, the time-hopping, bad mamma jamma. So I don't think they would bring him in just to throw him away at the end of this without him potentially having more say-so in other movies and things like that coming up.
Yep.
But if that's the case, who's pulling the strings?
Because we find out at the end of this episode that the timekeepers are just...
They're animatronics.
Yep.
They're robots.
Which was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, they went there quick.
Yeah.
As far as them getting in front of the timekeepers, I was like, that was quick.
Yeah.
And then, from the end of the third episode to the end of the fourth episode, like, a lot happened, and they progressed very heavily to that point. Like, it was bam, bam.
Yeah.
Like, real quick. And I was like, oh, this is over already. Like, I need more.
Right. It was just like, story. Oh, we're before the timekeepers. Stab. Blam, bam. Ooh.
Which, what did you...
Post credits. What?
Yeah, for real. I had to go back and I was like, rewind. Watch that again. Rewind.
Watch that again. We went into the temporal loop that Loki was in with Sylph.
That was awesome, too. So what do you think about the love story interest?
Dude, I'm so on the fence about it, because if she wasn't a Loki variant, I wouldn't have as big a problem with it. But it being a Loki variant, it's a very awkward situation for me. I'm just here going, okay, he's in love with himself in a way.
Exactly. That's why I literally had somebody tell me that, oh, they're going to have some romance between them. I was like, no, they won't do that. That's just too strange.
Yeah.
And then next episode, I'm like, well,
yeah.
Apparently they are going to do that.
But is that the misdirect? Is the misdirect that it's a romance, but could it potentially be that when two Lokis come together, then they can cause mischief on a universal scale?
We're about to find out, because we have, 4? Now 5 together?
Yeah. Yeah.
At the end.
So the interesting thing to me is we have several different Lokis. We have our Loki, the variant Loki. We have Kid Loki. We also have who they're calling Boastful Loki, which is the big Thor-looking Loki crossbreed. Big Joker. And then we have Classic Loki, which is Richard E. Gere. So, and then we have Crocodile Loki, which, funny, great thought somebody threw out there earlier is that it is actually the Loki from the Spider-Ham universe, which I think that'd be hilarious if they were able to tie it in like that. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. But we do know that there are some times where Loki has turned Thor into a frog, and we got Throg. So it may be a similar situation where something backfired, he became a crocodile or an alligator or something like that. But we also know from the previews, we're going to get President Loki, which is the one that has the horns, the jacket with the big vote for me button. This looks like we're going to run into him because if you'll look around in the scenery, it looks like it's very much a dystopian future or apocalyptic, which fits perfectly with what we've seen so far from, just this one little clip in the post-credits. But we also need to talk about the fact that Renslayer cuts the head off of one of the robots. Not Renslayer, but Sylvie. She cuts the head off one of the robots that are the timekeepers. Then she tells Renslayer, "You're going to tell me everything." Then we get the post-credit scene. So I wonder how much a Renslayer actually knows.
I think she knows more than what she's let on. Just for the simple fact that she didn't necessarily seem surprised that they were robots. Right. And, you start this episode out that she's been trying to cover up her mistake for years.
Yes.
Years. I mean, she killed the other TVA agent.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Hunter C-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, she totally took her out because of the fact that she's like, no, those were my memories. She had the reaction that when Sylvie touched her, it woke up all of her memories. She no longer thought she was a TVA agent. She no longer believed that lie. She remembered her past life. And Sylvie even said that in episode 3. I had to go through hundreds of years of memory just to be able to find a memory of her before she became an agent. So there's something major going on there. She definitely is in the know on something. What that something is, people are speculating it's Kang. People are speculating it's 100 other different things.
Yeah, I heard some people say, what if it was an old Loki that has already taken over the TVA and he's pulling all the strings? Or it could be just simply it's a ruse by the true timekeepers just to keep their identities safe and their location safe. Right?
Yeah, that's a potential. And there's a lot of different things that could be going on here. I'm really interested to see what we're going to get in episode 5. Because, we still have episode 5 and 6 to go. Man.
And we still have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
If we're going to get a nice bow on the top, which is what they've been promising everyone. So
yeah. As long as we don't get another Ralph Boner moment like we got in WandaVision. But I'm going to tell you right now, if Loki can stick the landing, it will be by far the best series we've gotten for the MCU television series.
So far, I would already say that it is.
Yes.
WandaVision was good. It started out really slow.
But if it don't stick that landing, it'll change the whole thing.
Well, it's like Falcon and the Winter Soldier was great, and the end episode was just like, okay.
Yeah.
That's where you guys went with that.
Yeah. Y'all are going to end it on that note?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I agree with you. It is by far probably the best series. But again, I'll throw it out there. If they give us a Ralph Boner moment, we're over. Like it's gonna go down in flames.
Yeah, that's true because you gotta have some sort of momentum moving forward, and hopefully this will be the one that we'll get a few seasons out of.
Yes, I've already heard that it has been confirmed for a season 2.
I hope we get more than that.
If they can continue this storytelling and this pacing, yes, give me all the seasons.
I would love like a longer season, even if it's like an 8-episode to 10-episode season rather than just the 6.
Yeah.
But I understand, they're budgeting and still kind of getting their momentum style out there.
Exactly. Plus, coming off of everything that we had with COVID and Rona and all that last year, it has definitely thrown a kink into every show and every movie. So, for what it is, they've done fantastic.
Yes, I mean, it's so great. I want more. Absolutely. And I have to wait a couple of years for it.
Right. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to say this. If it's done so well, I think we're going to get a season 2. I'm going to say in probably mid to late 2022.
Probably, I would assume that.
Yeah.
Because even with The Mandalorian, it's been pretty steady.
Yeah, it's
each year.
Yeah, every year around Christmas until this year for season 3, they're going to film it after they wrap filming for the Book of Boba Fett,
which is still tied in the same universe. So we're still getting something at least.
Yes.
In the same time frame, and then we'll get that one a little bit later.
Yeah.
Which even better. Get 2.
I'll take it.
At this point.
I will take a Book of Boba Fett. I'll take anything. But Loki season 2, I've heard it is coming. I've heard that it is going to continue the variant story.
So for this episode, what would you rate it?
Dude, this episode, okay, I'm going to go with a 4.5 on this episode simply because of the fact that it wasn't slow and it wasn't filler, but it wasn't just that driving, rush to see what's going to happen. I could give it a 4.8 just because of the end credit scene alone, but I'm going to go with 4.5. I thought it was a good, steady episode with an incredible drawback for next week. What about you? What are you giving it?
I'll probably give it around a 4.7.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the whole episode from start to finish, and character development. I love conspiracies and stuff like that. Like that's some of my favorite stories, and I love how Mobius is being devious, figuring it out.
Right.
And then ultimately he pays for it with his life.
Yeah.
To get on the right path.
If he did,
I'm hoping to see him again. But if they do kill him off, hate it.
Right.
Because he was a great character. But yeah, 4.7, and then I enjoyed the end fight scene was awesome, and then just let's kill Loki real quick, and I was just like, okay,
yeah,
that happened.
Yeah,
was not expecting that.
Yeah, jaw was on the floor. Yeah. I was like,
that's why you always double tap.
Yes.
if you're in a fight, you double tap, end it. Right. Don't just leave them down there. You think they're knocked out.
Right.
Double tap. Be done with it.
Be done with it. Yep. Finish it. Yep. All right. So that's it for this week on Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, us at Monkey
Review,
we love y'all. Like,
subscribe,
share, and leave a comment down in the section below. We will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.